The case for a chat, for a conversation with JSW Energy is about the Q1 earnings. The profits have risen 84% YoY and EBITDA has seen an expansion, but also that they've received new LOIs for solar power projects. And of course, based on what they've done in terms of the capacity additions, the street believes that all of their targets could well be advanced. So lots to talk to Mr. Sharad Mahindra. He joins in right now. Mr. Mahindra, good having you. Thanks for joining in. Congrats on what seemed like a good quarter, though optically the revenue numbers were lower than the Bloomberg estimates, but very good operational performance, good capacity additions as expected, and good PAT performance. Is there a missing link in the quarter, maybe on the revenue side or maybe something else, or are you happy overall?
Thank you. In fact, the revenue, if you see, is primarily because in the thermal space. When we see the coal prices as compared to last year Q1 have moderated one, which is actually a pass-through, and also maybe a part of our thermal generation which moved to job work for our captive customer also resulted in. So revenue is basically any change in the coal prices is a pass-through, so it doesn't have any impact on the results.
Okay, so the fact that both Vijayanagar and Barmer plants saw the lower utilization, planned outage, did that have a bearing too? And of course, please do tell us if you believe that whether most of this would be made up as the year progresses.
Yes, if we talk of Barmer, wherein normally in Q1, when we go for the major maintenance of the plant, results in a lower PLF. But yes, we are absolutely confident that we will be achieving the desired PLF in the balance part of the year, and our whatever the deemed PLF of 80% will be achieved. As we are talking, our PLFs are in the range in the current month of July are in the range in excess of 90% in Barmer plant. So we are confident that we'll be achieving the desired and the targeted numbers of PLF in the balance part of the year. Regarding Vijayanagar, as you asked, Vijayanagar, if we see that there have been issues related to water availability, which resulted in lower operations. But yes, in early July, the water supplies have normalized. So we expect the PLF in Vijayanagar also going forward will be higher than what we have seen in Q1.
Got it. So this generation upticks that we've seen, net generation up 18%, renewable energy generation up 44%. You're running slightly ahead of what was anticipated. You reckon that would be the case for the rest of the year as well? Mr. Mahindra, part one is that. And part two on the capacity additions, because again, I think we had a conversation maybe 15, 20 days back when you were citing to this, but it's now been delivered in Q1. You think that's the run rate that you keep up for the rest of the year as well?
Yes. First, I'll come to in terms of the generation growth, which we have witnessed. If we see the demand growth, after witnessing a healthy demand growth in the country of 7.5% in last fiscal, current year Q1, the demand growth has been 11%, which is a very healthy power demand growth, which is primarily driven by, we see the growth, higher growth in the manufacturing sector, and also the extreme weather conditions, especially in northern part of the country, which witnessed 22% demand growth in Q1 as compared to last year. As compared to 11% country's demand growth, our generation growth has been 18%, which has been primarily driven by very, very good generation in the hydro energy space, where we have generation has grown by 61%. At country level, if we see, the hydro power generation has remained muted, but on the Satluj basin in Himachal, where our Karcham and Baspa plants are located, there the generation growth has been 38%, hydro power generation. With our better reliability and maintenance of the equipments and the availability, we have witnessed a growth of 61% generation on Satluj basin in our plants. Along with that, the new capacity additions of wind which we have commissioned during the quarter, and also the better machine availability of the existing assets in this quarter. These all with some merchant demand growth in the thermal sector These are the prime factors which have resulted in 18% generation growth for us during this quarter. And going forward, we are confident that the growth momentum in the country is going to remain and will continue, barring, of course, the seasonality, which at times impacts the growth. But overall, the growth looks to be sustainable during the full year. Our capacity addition, if we see that we have added about 291 megawatt of thermal capacity, wind capacity in quarter one. And as I have told earlier also, that in current year, we will be adding close to 3 gigawatt capacity, 2.8 to 3 gigawatt capacity. We are very well on track in the balance quarters, out of which 1.7 gigawatt of wind capacity work, which is in progress, will get commissioned every quarter. And we are sure that this will get added. Over and above that, 240 megawatt of our greenfield hydro plant in Himachal will also get commissioned. We are absolutely certain in the current year. And Unit 2 of Ind Bharat in the current quarter, we are sure will be commissioned. So all these things put together, we are absolutely certain of 10 gigawatt capacity addition during to reach 10 gigawatt capacity by end of current fiscal.
Got it. So 350 megawatt of that 700 megawatt in Bharat also gets commissioned in the rest of the year. Surely, the last time that we spoke, you mentioned that you will advance the targets of the 2030 target earlier. Would you want to do that at the end of the year, or are you doing it in quarter one itself?
Yes, I think before I just comment on this, I will just like to tell that the total order pipeline, what we have today, which includes the commissioned capacity, the work in progress, which I just told, and the letter of awards which we have received, we are already at 16 gigawatt, which is going to get commissioned in next few years. So 20 gigawatt, so first milestone of 10 gigawatt, which we had said earlier by FY25, we are well on track. And once we deliver and we are close to that number, we will be definitely coming back. And because 20 gigawatt with this order pipeline, we are absolutely certain will happen few years earlier than FY30. So maybe at the right time when we are close to 10 gigawatt, we may be coming out with a strategy 3.0 with a revised numbers for FY30.
Got it. A word on the LOAs that you received, Mr. Mahendra. I think a couple of them that you've announced this morning.
Yes. See, we have received, as I have told earlier also, that now the way the capacity additions in the renewable energy space is happening, the plain vanilla solar or plain vanilla wind is not going to be the real solution. It is a product which needs to be designed, coupled with storage to take care of, one is round-the-clock green power, FDRE, and also they take care of the peak demand, peak hour demand, where we see that during evening peaks, there are many moments when the supply is not in line with the peak demand. So this is the first of its kind bid which came by SECI, which is a combination of solar plus battery energy storage to take solar will supply power during the daytime, and battery energy storage, battery will get charged during the daytime by solar, and it will take discharge during the evening peaks, and giving a very, very affordable solution to the DISCOMs, to the end consumer. So, and I'm happy to tell this was the first of its kind bid which came of 1200 megawatt of solar, coupled with 1200 megawatt hour of battery storage. We have been able to secure 500 megawatt out of this of solar, coupled with 500 megawatt hour of solar battery energy storage. So I think, as I said earlier, that now we have, we at JSW Energy are just not to be seen as a power generator and a supplier, but a solution provider, a customized solution provider for each and every DISCOM with various options. So on that line, we are confident that more such bids will be coming, and we will be definitely keenly looking toward these opportunities.
Wishing you all the best for that, Mr. Mahendra. Thanks so much for taking the time out and speaking to us.
Thank you. Thank you.